You guys know I tend to butcher names, so let me go ahead and tell you Doja Cat's birth name. It's Amala Ratna, okay. Zandili de Lamini? I'm not entirely sure if I said that correctly. I probably didn't. I probably said Ratna right, though. She was born October 21st in 1995 in LA. She was raised in a highly artistic household. She actually ended up spending some time in New York with her maternal grandmother, an architect and a painter who instilled some, natural love for art in Doja. At 8, she returned to California with her mother, Deborah, who is a Jewish American graphic designer, and her brother. They lived for years in a Hindu commune in Agora Hills, where she engaged in Hindu practices. Already, we have a lot of different cultural influence in Doja's life. After moving to Oak Park, California, Doja began to explore dance, taking ballet, tap, and jazz. Her aunt, a singer, provided vocal training and encouraged her budding talent. As the family moved closer to LA, Doja attended a performing arts high school where friends recognized her potential in music. I don't know what was going on in Doja's household at this time, but at 16, she dropped out of school.
I just started singing because I had dropped out of school. I opened up GarageBand just to see if it would stick. And I just started putting beats that I found on YouTube into the sessions and tracking vocals over it. And I didn't have I didn't even have a mic. It was the built-in microphone. I'd be on my mattress on the floor with a blanket over my head, and I'd record into the internal mic, and it was just so messy, but people liked what I was doing.
As Doja explained, she started to create music herself, which we see is a more common theme. I think TikTok has really pushed this skill as well, because you really don't need a record label. So at 16, she recognized she didn't need a big record label to go and just make music for fun, which I think that speaks a lot to Doja's work ethic, because some singers, they go and they purchase their songs and you have to drag them into the studio. But Doja, she's had this within her that she wanted to write music and create it and have a lot of ownership of it. Now, at the age of 17 in 2012, she uploaded her track So High to SoundCloud, catching the attention of record producer Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke, you guys know who I'm talking about. And if you don't, Dr. Luke has a controversial past. We could do a deep dive into him, but he essentially was in court for over a decade for allegedly R-wording Kesha. Again, we're not going to spend a lot of time diving into Dr. Luke. His name will appear throughout this episode because he is part of her career, and I think that he's also part of her downfall in a way.
I ever feel like that, life is surreal, but you gotta keep it real like that. Sometimes you gotta slip real fast. So now these niggas let the heels go clack, clack, click, clack. He ain't had to ask this bad. Only if you bad, then you more like cat. We just stack, we don't fold our cash. Doja, you ain't a British bitch. Shit, I just like British kids. Do you mind if I twist my hips and dusty wine on yo?
So quickly, she graduated from working on music and GarageBand on her bed to then working with a real record label. This allowed her to release her EP Purr in August 2014. This introduced her talent and laid a foundation for her future music, but it did not pop off. It wasn't until 2018 where she broke into mainstream media. Her debut album, Amala, which is her birth name, was dropped in March 2018, but it was the release of her viral single Moo that catapulted her to internet fame. I must admit, I actually found Doja Cat because of this Moo song, which led to me listening to her Amala album. Now, Moo was conceived almost as a joke. While live streaming with fans, Doja was wearing a cow print outfit, started riffing on the idea of being a cow, creating absurd, catchy lines, which began as a playful moment but quickly evolved into a full song and video. And this kind of gave Doja Cat some shtick. People were like, wait, who's this Doja Cat that's singing that she's a cow? We've got two different animals, names dropped here. What is it?
This top was a huge distraction for me. I would go to hit the keys on the keyboard and I'd have shit in my way. I literally can't function with this. And I'm just hitting the keys and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a song about cows. I've had intention of making meme music that would maybe reach a wider audience, that would make people go, what the hell is this? I should share this. And I've totally thought that shit that I've made would go viral, but that wasn't really the idea behind this. I was just fucking around. I made the song and the video in one day. I was sweaty as fuck. It was gross.
Now, she kind of reminds me of like Weird Al. If you guys remember him back in the day, he would do like parody songs and they were so ridiculous, but you had to go and share them with your friends. That's what Doja tapped into, and people not only liked her for the sound of her music, but for her humor as well. Especially in a time where people like Cardi B can release one album and maintain her celebrity status. It's not always about the music, it's also about the personality. People love Cardi B's personality, which is why she continues to be a celebrity. Moo is sitting at 134 million views, so that's a lot. Now, she was able to play off of this 2018 viral hit and release music like Juicy and Tia and Tamara, while in 2019 she released Say So, which was a huge hit. Everyone was dancing to it on TikTok. And if you guys remember, this was such a different Doja Cat than who we have now. Almost like this was her before she had sold her soul, but we'll get into that. In 2020, she tweeted out that if her song Say So hits #1, she will show you guys her boobs. Actually, the tweet reads, if Say So hits #1, I'll show you guys my boobs really hard. Now, I don't know what the really hard part is, but this song did end up going to #1. Granted, she did not stay true to her promises. She said that she played everyone on Twitter, which I didn't think she was going to go and do that either. But I mean, if it gets you a #1 song, you got to do what you got to do.
I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I did play you. I'm not showing my boobs real hard, man. You got fucking played.
Now, you guys may not take offense to her saying that she will show some, of her cow udders, her milkers, and she doesn't. That's not that serious. But there are some things that she has said on the internet that have stuck with her and kind of have painted a darker picture of who she is behind closed doors, or maybe not even behind closed doors, because she's saying it outright. Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.